What really happens inside your incredibly complex body when you refuse to eat a single bite of food for 19 hours straight? Let's be completely real for a second. The mere thought of going 19 hours without food probably sounds like pure torture. It sounds like starvation. Especially if you're used to eating every few hours, the idea of skipping breakfast and lunch might make you want to click away right now. You might be sitting there wondering, why on earth would anyone voluntarily put themselves through that kind of misery? Well, here is the powerful, life-changing truth. Fasting for 19 hours kickstarts an absolutely incredible, almost magical process inside your body called autophagy. Think of autophagy as your body's own internal, highly trained cleanup crew. When you stop flooding your system with food, this crew goes to work, diligently clearing out unhealthy, aging or damaged cells. And yes, that includes those sneaky mutated precancerous cells, destroying them before they can take root and turn into something much more serious. Believe it or not, you and I both have precancerous cells floating around in our bodies right at this very moment. It sounds terrifying, but it's actually a completely normal part of human biology. Your cells are constantly dividing, and sometimes they make mistakes. But as long as those mutated cells don't get the fuel they need to develop and multiply, there's absolutely nothing to worry about. But the magic of fasting doesn't stop at cancer prevention. It also acts like a massive reset button for your entire system. It dials down systemic inflammation, dramatically improves your insulin sensitivity, clears up brain fog, and forces your body to burn its own stubborn body fat for pure energy. Today, I'm going to walk you through a highly detailed, hour-by-hour timeline of exactly what happens inside your metabolic engine when you stop eating. We're going to explore exactly why the 19-hour mark hits that absolute sweet spot for maximum health benefits. And I'm going to share exactly how you can embrace this practice painlessly, even if you are a complete beginner to intermittent fasting who currently gets hangry if you miss a snack. Honestly, fasting can be really tough at first. But it's not because your body needs the food. It's mostly because our modern, fast-paced lives have us completely programmed to eat whenever we want, constantly. Think about your average day. We wake up and immediately pour a sugary creamer into our coffee. We grab a granola bar at our desks, we nibble on something in the car on the way home, we eat a massive dinner, and we usually round off the night with a little something sweet on the couch just because we're watching Netflix and, well, because we can. Because of this constant grazing culture, most people are actually in a fed state, actively eating and digesting for around 16 hours a day. That leaves only a tiny 7 or 8 hour break while they're sleeping. And here's exactly where the massive problem lies. Without a much longer pause from eating, your body simply never gets the optimal chance to fully engage in autophagy. It never gets the time to efficiently clear out those precancerous cells. It's like a city where the garbage trucks are never allowed to run because the streets are constantly jammed with traffic. Eventually, the trash is going to pile up. Furthermore, constantly eating keeps your insulin levels elevated throughout the entire day. Insulin is a storage hormone. When insulin is consistently high, it essentially screams at your body to store fat, not burn it. Over time, your cells get tired of being yelled at by insulin and they stop listening. This leads to a dangerous condition called insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a significant, heavily researched driver for several types of cancer, heart disease, and Alzheimer's. It is a silent epidemic. Currently, 1 in 3 adults in the US are insulin resistant, and the scariest part? Most of them don't even realize it. Listen to your body for a second. If you often feel tired in the middle of the afternoon, if you constantly crave sugar, if you struggle to lose weight no matter how much you exercise, or if you wake up feeling completely groggy despite getting 8 hours of sleep, you might be experiencing the early warning signs of insulin resistance. And here is a crazy fact. Even if your fasting blood sugar levels appear totally normal on a routine doctor's test, you could still be highly insulin resistant behind the scenes. However, take a deep breath, because here is the incredibly good news. Insulin resistance is completely reversible. Your body is a self-healing machine, and intermittent fasting is arguably one of the most effective, natural, and free ways to turn it completely around. Now, before we go any further, if you are currently a cancer survivor or battling a serious illness, I want to be crystal clear with you. I am not suggesting you have to fast to beat cancer, nor am I offering a magical cure. My intention here is simply to educate you about the biological, natural strategies you can use alongside your doctor's advice to maintain your health, optimize your cellular function, and help keep cancer at bay. With that crucial caveat in mind, let's dive right into the ultimate timeline. Let's look at exactly what happens inside your body, hour by hour, when you go 19 hours without eating. Starting right at hour 0, right after you finish a meal. Whenever you eat, especially if it contains carbohydrates, your blood sugar rises and insulin is released into your bloodstream. Your body immediately starts using the sugar, or glucose, from that food for quick, immediate energy. Fast forward to around 4 to 6 hours after your meal. At this point, you've almost finished digesting everything, but not quite. You might even start feeling a little pang of hunger. Your stomach might grumble. But listen to me, you aren't actually starving. Your body is just throwing a mild tantrum because it's still busy processing that last meal and it wants more easy energy. You are still firmly in what we call a fed state. During this 4 to 6 hour window, carbohydrates are still being broken down into glucose. Your insulin levels are still elevated. Your body is either actively using that energy to move or it's aggressively storing it away as fat. If you're at the gym or doing yard work during this time, that energy is being put to good use. But let's be real. If you're just lounging on the couch scrolling through your phone, your body will simply pack that leftover energy into your fat cells for later. So, even 4 to 6 hours after eating, you are absolutely not burning any stored body fat. That is the crucial point most people miss. Even if you feel hungry and ready for another meal after 4 hours, your insulin is still too high from your last one, which means the biological switch for fat burning is locked in the off position. Think of it this way. It's like your body is saying, "Hey, we've got fresh groceries right here in the fridge." Why on earth would we bother walking out to the garage to dig deeply into the deep freezer? The fridge is your recent meal. The deep freezer is your stored body fat. This is especially true if your last meal was a heavy, carb-loaded one. As you can imagine, if you're constantly snacking throughout the day or sipping on calorie-filled drinks like sodas, sweet teas, or lattes, your blood sugar remains consistently high all day long. It never gets a chance to truly come down and baseline between meals, and that is a recipe for metabolic disaster. The real magic, the true metabolic shift, doesn't even begin to happen until 8 to 12 hours after you finish your last bite of food. At this 8 to 12 hour mark, your blood sugar finally stabilizes, and your insulin levels finally start to drop significantly. This is a monumental, life-changing shift. Because remember what we said earlier. When insulin is up, your body is trapped in storage mode. But when insulin finally comes down, your body gets the ultimate green light to start burning your stored energy for fuel. After 8 hours, you officially move from using the food you just ate to tapping into the energy you already have stored inside you. This immediate backup energy is called glycogen. It's essentially stored sugar, primarily kept tightly packed in your muscles and your liver. So, around hour 10, your liver begins breaking down this glycogen, releasing a steady stream of sugar into your bloodstream to provide your brain and body with smooth, consistent energy. However, at the 8 to 12 hour mark, you need to understand that you're still only at the very beginning of this metabolic switch. You are just emptying the fridge. You haven't opened the deep freezer yet. I know 12 hours sounds like a long time to go without food. But it's really not until 12 to 14 hours after your last meal that things truly start to get spectacular. This is when your glycogen, your short-term stored energy, really starts to run low. And when your body senses that the glycogen tank is flashing empty, it doesn't panic. Instead, it finally turns to your stored body fat for energy. It begins breaking down your stubborn body fat into powerful little energy molecules called ketones. Now, listen very closely to this part. Studies are increasingly showing that most types of cancer cells cannot get the same kind of energy from ketones that they easily get from glucose. Your normal, healthy cells, they love ketones. You can use them just fine. But most cancer cells derive very little to no energy from fat or ketones. You might be familiar with the brilliant work of Dr. Thomas Seyfried, a leading researcher in cancer metabolism. He suggests that the reason for this is that cancer cells have severely damaged mitochondria, the powerhouses of the cell. Because their mitochondria are broken, they become metabolically inflexible. They become heavily, desperately reliant on sugar or glutamine for energy above all else. This is exactly why Dr. Seyfried strongly advocates for the ketogenic diet as a metabolic therapy, which is very low carb and very high fat. Essentially, it starves the cancer cells of the sugar they crave, while forcing your healthy body into a state of ketosis where it primarily relies on ketones for energy, thereby drastically lowering your cancer risk and starving existing mutated cells. So, where were we on our timeline? Ah yes. After 12 to 14 hours of fasting, you are finally burning through years of stored body fat. You have opened the deep freezer. And as you push into the 14 to 16 hour mark, you are firmly entrenched in the full-on fat-burning zone. But even more importantly than fat loss, your body is finally looking around and saying, okay, the digestive system is totally empty. We have a break. It's time to clean house and really start ramping up autophagy. By hour 16, your metabolism has fully pivoted. Your body is aggressively breaking down fat into fatty acids and ketones to keep you moving, thinking, and breathing. And it's doing all of this effortlessly, without you having to eat a single thing. That is the true, undeniable beauty of intermittent fasting. You are running on what you already have. You are literally eating your own fat stores without needing to prep a meal, cook, or consume a single calorie. This is also the exact window when millions of people start to notice a kind of magical mental clarity. Have you ever experienced brain fog after a heavy lunch? Fasting is the exact opposite. Your brain absolutely loves ketones. They are like premium, high-octane rocket fuel for your mind. So, around hour 15 or 16, you may suddenly begin to feel sharper, more focused, more alert, and surprisingly energized, despite the fact that you haven't eaten a crumb of food for over half a day. At this same time, your insulin levels are at rock bottom. And that is fantastic news. If you've been grappling with insulin resistance, prediabetes, or wildly fluctuating blood sugar, this 16-hour mark is the ultimate reset button your body has been desperately crying out for. No sugar spikes. No mid-afternoon energy crashes. Just smooth, steady internal fuel. So whether you are embracing intermittent fasting to finally lose that stubborn belly fat, reduce systemic joint inflammation, or lower your long-term cancer risk, it's right around this 14 to 16-hour mark when you really start to unlock these profound, life-altering benefits. But we aren't stopping there. Because the ultimate goal is hour 19. Now, whether you fast or not, your body is always performing some tiny, baseline level of autophagy behind the scenes. But this cellular cleanup process slows down dramatically when we are busy digesting food. Digestion takes a massive amount of energy. That's precisely why removing food, fasting, is the absolute best way to significantly enhance and accelerate autophagy. And the science shows that autophagy truly begins to ramp up dramatically, hitting its peak stride at the 17 to 19-hour mark. At this point, your body goes into full-on, aggressive repair mode. The cleanup crew isn't just sweeping the floors anymore, they are tearing out the old drywall and rebuilding the house. This is natural cancer prevention at its absolute finest. Your body is hunting down senescent cells, often called zombie cells, that cause aging and disease, and it is recycling them for spare parts. So, if you are a cancer survivor, or if you are actively trying to prevent disease and slow down the aging process, the 17 to 19-hour mark is your absolute golden target. However, let me be very clear. If you can't go that long without food right away, that is perfectly 100% okay. Fasting is like a muscle. It gets significantly easier with time and practice. Even if you can only manage a 14-hour fast your first week, that is still immensely beneficial and miles better than waking up and immediately eating a bowl of sugary cereal. Okay, you might be asking a very logical question right now. How do we actually know that the 19-hour fast is so scientifically effective? Well, there have been incredibly fascinating peer-reviewed studies conducted on Muslims during the holy month of Ramadan, where they fast strictly from dawn to sunset for extended periods. Researchers took blood samples from these individuals every few hours to observe exactly what was happening at a microscopic cellular level. And what did they find? Lo and behold, the gene expression specifically related to autophagy increased dramatically exactly after the 17 to 19-hour fasting mark. The data was undeniable. This is the exact window when the human body truly begins repairing itself at a vastly accelerated rate. Beyond just cancer prevention, this heightened state of autophagy means your brain cells are being repaired, defending you against neurodegenerative diseases. Your muscle tissues become highly sensitive to insulin again, meaning the next time you do eat carbs, they go to your muscles instead of your belly fat. And your systemic inflammation markers, the root cause of almost all modern disease, significantly drop. So, hitting a 19-hour fast can also be an incredibly powerful weapon for preventing conditions like Alzheimer's dementia, type 2 diabetes, severe obesity, and PCOS, in addition to cancer. Something else these clinical studies consistently reported is how the participants actually felt after regularly hitting that 19-hour fasting mark. You would think they felt starved and miserable, right? Wrong. They consistently claimed to have significantly more daily energy, drastically less brain fog, almost zero cravings for sweets and junk food, and they lost stubborn body fat while completely preserving their lean muscle mass. This muscle preservation is particularly interesting. When you fast, your body actually spikes the production of human growth hormone, HGH. This natural hormone surge helps you strictly preserve your lean muscle mass while simultaneously burning fat. It is truly an amazing evolutionary survival mechanism. At this point, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, listen. All of this sounds absolutely incredible, the science makes sense, but I still don't think I can actually fast for 19 hours straight. I get too hungry. And you know what? You're right to be cautious. It is not easy on day one, and it's certainly not a walk in the park for everyone, especially if you're currently accustomed to eating 6 small meals a day or snacking late into the night while watching TV. Achieving a 19-hour fast usually means you finish dinner at 8 o'clock p.m., and you might not eat your first bite of food until 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon the very next day. During that fasting window, especially in the beginning, you are probably going to feel hungry. You might feel a little lightheaded. You might find your thoughts completely consumed by the idea of a warm bagel or a slice of pizza. But you have to understand that this hunger is usually only temporary. Hunger does not build endlessly in a straight line. It comes in waves. If you ride the wave, drink a large glass of water, and stay busy, the hunger will pass. It generally takes at least 2 to 3 weeks for most people's bodies to truly adapt to intermittent fasting and become fat adapted. But once they do push through that initial phase and they start experiencing these transformative, life-altering benefits, they are often hooked for life. The energy is just too good to give up. So, my ultimate advice to you would be to start slow. Don't try to run a marathon tomorrow. Start with a simple 12 to 14-hour fasting window. Finish dinner at 7 p.m. and just don't eat anything until 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. the next morning. Gradually, work your way up from there by pushing your breakfast back an hour every few days. It doesn't have to be totally perfect, and you certainly don't have to force a 19-hour fast every single day of your life. Just aim to give your digestive system longer, more meaningful breaks between processing food, so your body can finally divert its energy toward focusing on repairing itself. Of course, I have to say this, fasting isn't for everyone. Especially if you are pregnant, have a history of eating disorders, have certain severe medical conditions, or are on specific medications that require food. Always consult your doctor first to ensure it's safe for your specific situation before you try it. But even if you can't do a prolonged fast, or if 19 hours just seems way too daunting right now, simply extending the time between your daily meals and aggressively cutting out those in-between snacks can still make a massive, measurable difference in your health. It gives your blood sugar and your insulin levels the crucial, uninterrupted time they desperately need to come down to baseline before you eat again, and that alone helps immensely in the fight against insulin resistance. Ultimately, your body is brilliant. Autophagy is like a built-in, biological secret weapon that we all possess to prevent illness, fight off aging, and heal from the inside out. All you have to do is get out of your own way. Stop eating around the clock, embrace a little bit of hunger, and let your body do exactly what it was beautifully designed to do.